Hello again, Kevin Culp back at you from Supermicro, continuing our podcast on installing SDX or Super Cloud Developer Console. In the previous video, we validated that the installation was successful on our deployment of SDX. Now we're moving into what we call the resource kit installation. And what this phase or stage is that we're going to take related Helm charts and container images and upload them or push them to the Harbor service. We showed you basically the Harbor service. I'm able to go into the GUI and take a look at it. So now we're going to navigate over to the mount point, and let's do that. We're going to go to the resource kit mount point and into the images directory and do an ls, and you see all the images there. So let's continue on with doing the loading of the nerd control command. So we're going to issue a nerd control, and then we're going to say load here, and we're going to use workload cluster provisioning is the first tarball or image file we're going to upload to the cluster. And so you see here that that was successful. We unpacked it and we loaded the image in the workloader cluster provisioner :latest, which we loaded. So we're going to continue on and load the next one, which is the Nginx. I'm going to do a little bit of up arrows here because the commands are relatively the same here. So we've loaded the image in Nginx, and the last one, we'll use the up arrow key again. Want to cheat and save on keystrokes. We're going to load the registry file, and it was successfully loaded as well. So 3 of those are loaded for the cluster. So we're going to clear that out. And the next step is to tag these images. And I think it's best I just pull up the site guide or the install guide. It's easier. We can cut and paste these commands in. So let's go here and pull that up. All right, let me see, where did I put this? Sometimes I put things places for safekeeping and I forget where I place them. So that's what happens when you get old, I guess. So let's see, where are we with our guide here? Because I know you're just waiting to see this happen and attentively listening to this tutorial. Okay. One thing I want to mention though is that we created a project called public, and the documentation is saying default. So we'll change the documentation to fix that, but you have the tutorial here to reference, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tag these images or containers. And we're going to cut and paste from our guide and make sure that this is not wrapping. So you want to bring this up to the top of the line here. Otherwise, you'll get an error message. And we want to change the IP address. So what IP address do we use? We use our IP address of our instantiated VM, which is 172.24.199.146. And don't forget to change the default folder to public as the folder. And we will tag it. And that was successful. We're going to also change the Nginx. Let's get out of there and then cut and paste it. I think it'll be easier and better here. So next one we're going to do is Nginx or Alpine. Again, don't forget to change the IP address 172.24.199.146 and change your folder to public. All right, we completed that command, and then the last command of the tagging, we're going to upload here, or tag it first and then upload it next. 172.24.199.146. Make sure we plugged in the right IP address. And I'm going to purposely do this just so that you see if you don't change the folder correctly. You'll basically get an error message. Let's change it right now to public, and then I'll show you in the next command on the load where you get the error message. Let's just put it as public here, as tagging. And now we're going to move into the actual load commands. So the next command here, and I'll illustrate it on this one. I think it'll be easier for you to see here. Having a mouse problem here. All right, so we're going to put in the IP address here, 172.24.199.146. And let's purposely just upload to default. And you notice here we get an error message, right, saying it's unauthorized, right? So we don't have a folder on the Harbor service there called default, right? So you're going to get this error message. So we have to go in and change it, right, to public. And when we change it to public, you'll see that it will successfully execute the command. And it does, right? We've got the manifest here as done, and also the config SHA-256. So that's successfully uploaded to the Harbor service. We'll clear it and do the next command. Paste. And we're going to put in the IP address there of 172.24.199.146. And we're going to make sure we change the folder to public. And successfully uploaded and executed the command. And then the next one here is the last one. We're going to do a push on the pause container. All right, change the IP address, don't forget. .46, and make sure you change the folder, right? Otherwise you'll get an error message, right? To public. And hit return, and successfully executed each of these push commands of the 3 containers up to the Harbor service. So the next video, we're going to focus on prepackaged AI and ML frameworks. Things like AI Gemini, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Trident, so on and so forth. So that will be the next video clip. We'll actually navigate over into the images folder again and continue with this pushing of special images to the Harbor service. Thanks for joining today. You have a great day. We'll see you across the aisle.